you're someone who's starting at $0 and you're stuck in this online internet money-making space, look no further. Before I'd made tens of millions of dollars online, I was in your shoes a couple of years ago trying to decide who to follow, which direction, what path I want to go down. And most importantly, who do I trust? I'm making this video to serve as a guide for you, something that you can refer to in the next weeks, months, or even years every time that new side hustle or shiny object pops up that everybody's going after. This video is advice to myself, advice that I never had when I was getting started at $0 making money from scratch. Chapter 1, everything works. You've probably seen at least 500 ways to make money online, whether it be e-commerce, drop shipping, stocks, crypto, real estate, Airbnb, short-term rentals like what I teach, Amazon FBA, copywriting. There are a ton of different ways to make money online, and the fact is, wait for it, most of them are true. They're real. You can actually make money these ways. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to make money like this forever, or that this method even still works, even though it worked last week, or that it works for him, but it doesn't work for you, right? Now, while there are some online money-making businesses that have a higher probability of you being successful or actually building a business, what works for one person is not always going to work for another. Let me give you a great example. I tried the drop shipping thing, and when I say I tried the drop shipping thing, I mean I really tried the drop shipping thing. I probably spent $4,000 to $5,000 on getting these businesses started, and every single time that I tried to get it going and spending money on ads and what was working at the time for everybody else and that was not working for me, eventually I just gave up. I still have this like little piece in my heart where I feel like I probably could have been successful with it, but hey, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't a good fit for my skill set. Along with a lot of other money-making methods that I found online, for me, I found the stock trading space, which worked great because I was crushing it with stocks. I loved it, I enjoyed it, and I was able to teach other people. And then I moved into real estate and Airbnb and truly built one of the largest Airbnb businesses of any creator out there, right? My portfolio is worth damn near $20 million, and it'll make me close to around $2 million this year in revenue from Airbnb. But here's what I didn't know. Finally, when I found something like stock trading that I was actually good at, that I actually liked, that I was actually making money doing, over time, I realized that it wasn't the actual lifestyle that I wanted to live long-term. On the theme that we've been talking about on this channel of thinking long-term, being a long-term investor, being a long-term thinker, one of the things that you need to comprehend and really think about is, at the end of the day, if I become the best trader in the world, if I become the best Amazon dropshipper, business builder, or Airbnb investor, is that the lifestyle that I want to live every day? And for me, I called myself Mr. 4-to-8. You still see the name here, Mr. 4-to-8, because I was working every single morning from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. I used to think that it was a brag to work all day, every day, and in fact, it wasn't. You know what happened when I was getting better at trading is my relationships were getting worse. I broke up with my girlfriend. I was barely talking to my family. I wasn't eating all the time. I wasn't very healthy because all I was focused on was this one thing, which was trading and being the best at it. And it was leading me down a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down. So when I found Airbnb and when I began investing in Airbnbs and doing Airbnb arbitrage and building and scaling my business, this was a fantastic fit for me. And the reason is because I can do it from anywhere in the world. I can work anytime that I want, work with whoever I want, and work wherever I want. So this is a completely mobile job. And as long as I automate, hire, and delegate all of my tasks, essentially speaking, I can only work a couple minutes per week to manage a multi-million-dollar Airbnb portfolio because I put the right teams, automations, and delegations and tasks in place, systems and operations as they like to call it. You know, I'm not a workaholic by any means. There's different seasons in my life where I enjoy working a lot more than others, but at the end of the day, my goal is to work only on the stuff that I really want to work on and however much I'd like to work on it. I don't want to have to feel forced like I have to work 10, 15 hours a day on something. Maybe if I really, really love it and I really enjoy it, then yes, let's crush it. Let's knock it out. But in general, I don't want to be a workaholic. I want to be able to raise my kids. I want to be able to be there for my wife. I want to be able to coach the soccer teams and all these amazing things that are happening in the future. And even today, as I'm spending time with friends and family, I want to enjoy it. So hopefully you're taking notes or, you can refer back to this. But one of my best pieces of advice that I can give you in this video is work backwards. Okay, so when you're studying what other people are doing that's working, because again, like I said, a lot of these things work. The drop shipping, the Amazon, the FBA, the Airbnb, they work. But are they going to work for you? Is it the lifestyle that you want to live? When you see somebody that's absolutely crushing it, are they living a lifestyle that you would like to live? If so, fantastic. Then maybe that's worth pursuing. And I'm not here to shove anything down your throat in terms of Airbnb or what I like to do, right? Do what it works for you. This is just simply what works for me and the path that I've found to be being the happiest version and healthiest version of myself. It's easy to advertise something as the best business model, right? You go on YouTube, here's the best business model to make money in 2023 and 2024, and it's email copywriting, okay? Yeah, maybe that's the best model for somebody who's great at writing copy and loves to be a hermit all day and knows how to just write up articles all day and knows how to write prompts they want to ask all these AI softwares, and it's just not me. I know for a fact that that's not me and not what I want to do. That's not, I enjoy real estate. I think it's sexy. I think between real estate and women, I might might choose real estate over women. I just love them. They're sexy. But the fact is, that's what works for me, and maybe it will not work for you, but it's worth exploring. So if you're asking me the question, Blake, what business model should I start? Should I follow your path or should I go somewhere else? My answer is start at the end, work backwards. Find the person that is living the lifestyle that you want to live, doing something that you think you might enjoy doing, and really study, really follow up, which is going to lead me into my next point. One of the things that I value that not a lot of other people discuss is building a business around your lifestyle and not a lifestyle around your business. Meaning I cherish and value the things that are close to me, which is fitness and health, family and friends, and spending time in nature and traveling, doing the things that I love. Now, if that is the things that I value the most rather than work, then I'm going to build my work around that and not my lifestyle around the business. Does that make sense? As YG says, who do you love? Or should I say, who can you trust? I don't even know if YG made a song about who you can trust, but Mr. FourToEight's making a song today called Who Do You Trust? Dun, 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 dun. Hey, who do you trust? All right, here's the easiest answer that I can give you on who to trust. Here's the deal. If you are going to decide to work with anybody you're going to take advice from on starting a business, then that person better have the receipts. What do I mean by receipts? Well, when you go to the store and they say, hey man, you want to return this, do you have the receipt? And you can't pull it out, well, they may not give you the return. Same deal here. If you go to somebody like myself, which I'm very transparent online. I expose all of my own numbers every single year around my Airbnb business. You can see them on YouTube. You can see them on Instagram. I do videos all the time showing how much money my properties make every single day, month, and year. Here's the deal. If they cannot produce something showing you that they are who they say they are, that they've made what they say that they are making, then it is complete BS and you need to run away. Absolute bullshit. Stay away from this. It's easy to talk. It's easy to lie. It's easy to finesse people. And so, look, there's a lot of dirtbags out there, and there's also a lot of really great people. I try and find the best in people, look for the best in people, but be cautious and be wary. Let me give you a great example. If you're trying to learn how to trade stocks from somebody who cannot produce a profit and loss statement showing that they are positive at trading and that they're actually making the money they say that they're making, run. Because there's other people out there like my great friend Jay Dunn and my other friend Umar Ashraf who can actually prove that they're making what they say they're making, and that is going to make for better transparency, a better coach, a better leader, and really somebody that you want to learn from at the end of the day. For example, the only reason why I coach Airbnb on this channel, on top of just talking about regular business and life stuff, because I've actually gone and done it. I've made millions of dollars on Airbnb. My portfolio is really worth $20 million. I actually own big boy houses, 4-story Airbnb properties with elevators, homes that sleep 31 people. I've actually gone out and done it. So this earns me the right to be able to share my knowledge, right? Charge for my knowledge, give away knowledge for free. This is what I love doing. It's my world. It's what I've spent my 10,000 hours doing, and I'm not afraid to share my properties. I'm not afraid to share my addresses. I share I'm fully transparent on social media with everything that I do. So that's what's allowed me to be in the position of coaching online and sharing my Airbnb journey. Chapter 3 of this video was to be fucking consistent. The amount of young entrepreneurs that I talk to on a daily basis that have moved from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, all in the past 6 months is baffling. That's that shiny object syndrome that we were talking about. And you know what the repercussions of bouncing from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next is? Number one, if you don't give something enough time, if you're not consistent with it, you are never going to be successful. I promise you, you are never going to be successful. If you want to be on top of your game and really go out there and get it, and you got to get it from the mud too, then you have to be consistent. Now, that's different from saying, hey, look, if you try something one day and you know immediately like, hey, look, I'm not great at riding. I don't enjoy it. I actually hate it. It's going to be something I'm not going to love. Then look, by all means, move on to the next thing. But if you can't dedicate, like I say, 1 to 2 years of your life to something and really honing in your craft, then you're not meant for it. You're not meant for this life of an entrepreneur. You're not meant for this life of a business builder, and it's okay. Not everybody is, but if you're on this channel, then it's something you're interested in. You are a highly motivated person that wants to become successful for yourself. Here's a great example. I see people all the time that want to work in copywriting. I've talked to a lot of copywriters, people that can help you write posts and tweets and stories and blah, blah, blah. These people will, to go find clients, send 4 cold outreach DMs a day, meaning that they will just reach out to somebody and say, hey, Blake, I have a good idea for you. I think this is really good. I'm going to write up one thing. Is that okay? Can I give it to you? Would you like to work with me? 4 a day? It's like when Alex Hormozi tells that story about Gym Launch, where he's saying, hey, some guy told me he needs to go put some flyers around town and it's going to give him more leads. So he goes and puts 100 flyers up, doesn't get any leads, comes back to the person and goes, hey, I put flyers up. What happened? The guy goes, how many did you put up? He said 100. Just 100. He goes, we put up 10,000 just as a sample. 10,000 just as a sample size or something along those lines. Maybe it's 1,000. We put up 1,000 just as a sample, just to see if it's good. And then we go to 10,000. That's how consistent you have to be. You have to really go out there and try something before you say that it doesn't work, because I promise you, most of these side hustles, most of these businesses do work. You just haven't put in enough work, or you haven't been consistent enough to get it done. The same thing goes for my Airbnb business. When I got started, I was working every single hour of every single day, finding properties, learning how to calculate if property is going to make me money or not, deciding, making big decisions. Should I rent or should I buy? Should I do rental arbitrage? Should I buy this, flip this, turn it into an Airbnb? What do I do? Managing the properties, flying all over the country to set these properties up, because everything I do is out of state pretty much. That took me a lot of time and a lot of hours, and now I've been able to delegate these tasks because I've mastered my craft, or at least tried to master my craft, doing the best that I can. I'm learning every day still, but I hire people now that are smarter than me, better than me, and can help me automate my business so that it continues to make more money while I work less. And you can get to that point too. Ultimately, that's the goal, making more money and working less, and nobody ever talks about that. They think you have to work hard to get paid, and that's just simply not true. You work hard to get paid early on, hardcore, so you can understand the systems and operations and people that you need to hire so that you can automate the business and step away from it so that it can work without you, and you can go do the things that you ultimately love doing. So guys, that's the advice that I would give to myself. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, a comment, whatever they call it on this app. I just need you to go smash all those buttons for me. I'm Mr. FourToEight. I'll see you in the next video.